you didn't have for years, you will now have it on an emergency. And sometimes it's irrecoverable.
Conversations.
Hello, my name is Yemi Davids. Of course, with Bimbo Davids on Conversations, we've talked about balancing the ministry work with family. It's called work-life balance, and we try to talk about how people can just be aware that your work can, destroy your home if you don't manage it well. The prioritizing, the romance, the scheduling, intentionality, so that we don't, in a bit to solve one problem, create a greater problem. A family is a priority as much as we can. God bless you. See you.
Conversations.
Sometimes people need to wake up. As pastors, we counsel with people and they look, pastor, I don't have the time. I don't have the time. It's like health. Some people say, I don't have the time to exercise. I don't have the time to do this one. God forbid, when the health breaks down, you will not have the time. I was preaching in Benin one time, and one of the speakers was a medical practitioner, and he was addressing pastors, and was talking about, it was a very painful session, well, enlightening itself, how there are some businessmen and even pastors that are in his hospital as we speak, people that have not had time for themselves. Now they have time by force. When you're on the hospital bed for weeks, but not something you are enjoying. So is that what you want? Why not have time for what matters? So wisdom requires that you attend to your children. For children, I always feel for the younger ones. Even when I'm leaving the home at times, you hear questions like, Daddy, where are you going again? You could tell that they wanted to be around. And it's a joy. For me, when they are asking that, it's a joy. When I was growing up, it not be like that. It wasn't that, when are you going, where are you going to again? It was more of asking mommy, when would daddy go out? Look at the change. You want daddy to be out because there was no relationship. So now that your kids are even saying, where are you going again? That means they want you to be around. Then give them the time. Hey, when we age, the time you've not invested in them, you will not be able to reap it. Many parents are trying to harvest that time now from their children. But even when the children come, there is no point of discussion because there was no relationship before. What you sow, you will reap. So I think the awareness helps.
And I think so.
Yeah.
What really helped, and I think, marry someone, whether male or female, that listens. Because
As a friend.
Yeah,
Friendship.
as a friend. Because there are times when my husband is busy, rightly so. And I know, maybe I hear one of the daughters saying that, daddy is not around or daddy hasn't been around. I chip it into him. I just say, see that, so this person is missing you, or this person was asking about you. And he takes steps immediately. He may not even be going out, or he just finds time, 30 minutes with them, playing with them, laughing with them. That fills a child's account. So listen to your spouse. Listen. It may sound simple. They may not even be shouting at you. It may just be a comment, but take that comment serious. And another thing, speaking to marriage, is a lot of people think romance is not scriptural. Romance is scriptural, and it doesn't have to be
the book of Romance or romance.
Romance.
Oh, okay.
Romance.
That was saying the book of Romance.
It's scriptural. It is godly. Because I remember this story that a wife was complaining to me about her husband. So her husband would travel and will call her. So when he calls her, they do praise and worship on the phone. They pray on the phone for hours. He will preach to her. He's not a pastor.
No, she will preach to him.
He will preach to her. And she's saying like, I want to go and watch movie. I want to watch Nollywood. I want to gist you about my day. But the man was, no. So it is scriptural to be romantic. Can I say that again? It is okay to be romantic. And it's not expensive. I'm not saying just go to the hotel, in your home. Laugh, watch movies, hold hands, put up the lights, put candle. That's candlelight dinner. And put the popcorn. You are doing it in your home.
Yeah.
Just have times to be.
Have creative ways of doing it. Because sometimes people are saying it's not hard. Sometimes we order for things instead of cooking at home. We order for things to the house to eat. You're not eating out, but you're eating from out.
So that you can even cook together in the kitchen.
Yes, amen.
It's still part.
I said, amen.
It's still part of it. It's part of it because it's
No, we've
time
done that
to
before. That I've
bond.
not had the time, but I enjoy doing that.
And
when
he
I do
cooks
that,
well. He makes his jollof
Yeah.
rice is always.
yeah, my jollof rice is better than our own jollof rice. yeah.
Yes, we know.
And let me say it again. My jollof rice is better than her jollof rice.
Amen.
She ate
Amen.
so much concussion in university that when we got married, she always tried to do jollof rice. It's now concussion. I had to rescue. At the car sat her. By the time I say I come from the office, say there's jollof rice, and I open the pot. It's not red. It's not really red. It's a bit yellowish.
I like
with some taste. This is
concussion.
not
No,
jollof rice.
no.
This, don't scam me, my home,
I don't do
man.
that. No. I like concussion rice. I like it.
Rebushki.
But I don't mistake. I don't say concussion is jollof rice.
That's what they introduced to me first. But thank God for grace.
Because we didn't have money then. Should we go there?
When we had money,
we didn't have money. So we didn't have money to buy tin tomato. We used to
No. That was then. No. But even now, we're still trusting God for money. Believe me. But even till last some weeks ago, they gave me concussion.
Yes, because we made the concussion.
I've suffered before. I can't suffer again.
The children do you, is it concussion that we put sausage? We'll put fish. Smoked
It is
fish,
concussion.
we'll put-
It's
we'll cut chicken
yellowish
inside.
like this. Yellowish green. It's scary.
It's not. It's concussion. That's concussion.
I mean,
It's
that was
not
jollof
jollof
rice.
fries. And we make jollof rice. Say we don't do jollof rice.
Anyway, so we can cook together. And then what else can we do together? We'll talk about romance. Maybe next
Talk
edition.
about it. No.
Romance. No, this one is about work-life balance.
What do you want to talk about romance?
No,
Romance
because
is not
sometimes
sex. So
people...
that
some people-
romance is different from sex
Yes.
because I know that's where it's going.
Uh,
Romance is different from
Jesus
sex.
Christ.
Romance
I'm
is
not going there. That's
not
pain. That's
sexual
very painful.
interaction.
Romance is the atmosphere of the home, and I feel doesn't have to. What she said is paining me.
Because when we start now, because we say it's the atmosphere, we understand. Romance is just you can be together, laugh together. Why does it always have to end
If you do it
in
well,
the bed?
it doesn't have to end in
It
bed.
doesn't have to. It doesn't have to every time. You know, every
Are you
time.
the one that pushed me at times on the bed? Are you not the one? Please stop recording this thing. No. Are you not the one that pushed me on the bed at times? Work-life balance. So let's next edition we'll talk about romance. No, because oh God, we'll talk about work-life balance. Next edition. Sorry, romance. Next
You
edition.
see, you don't even know what you're saying it anymore.
What? Work-life balance. Put a system to it, okay? Do you know? I mean, I've been privileged to take our children out on dates. Not all of them, one by one.
Each of them,
Yeah.
at
I
different
enjoyed
times.
it. Can you imagine taking your first child, even the younger ones, out on a date, and the memory lingers? We didn't grow up like that. You don't have to carry all of them. Like, Agbadi go every time, okay, 5 of you, let's go, One each, because they are entities, and I'm always telling each of them, they're entities. They're going to grow up as individuals, have their own marriage, have their own life. So you want to treat them as individuals, and let them feel like, yes, these are my parents. These are the things
And
we've
so that
done.
the-
We
you
have
know,
to do more.
the most important thing for me is that, especially with children, the way we mirror our marriages is what they will take to their own homes. So if they don't see us, especially in ministry, as people that love each other, they don't see us laugh, they don't see us as friends, that is the same picture that they take to their own homes. So they had this notion that, because like you said, that's how some of us grew up, where we've never seen our parents laugh,
Laugh
they've
or
never seen our
play.
parents play or hold each other. So when we got into marriage, it was hard. So if it's the earlier we understand that whatever we do, even when we make sacrifices for them, and we sacrifice, like we learned from one of our mentors, we can delegate. What can be delegated should be delegated. You can delegate pastorhood or the ministry, your ministry work.
Preaching.
You cannot delegate your being a husband or a wife to your spouse. You cannot delegate being a parent to your children. So it's important that we let them understand this truth. It's a fundamental truth.
Yeah. Now, we're not saying that serving God will not demand from you many times sacrifices. So that we don't misunderstand what we're saying. There are times that I have to be away in church doing things, but we just need to be aware that if we need to communicate more, we should communicate more. In fact, there's a way we try to teach or explain to our children that even when you're now sacrificing, they're even encouraging your sacrifice. That, okay, you'll be away for this number of days, or you are fasting, or you'll be available. They support you rather than doing things and then they now wonder what is happening. "Yeah, I'm just busy. I'm serving God." We should do our best not to present God as the boss, but as we should present God as a heavenly Father, a Father that understands, a Father that yes, there'll be sacrifices that we have to do where the family will have to wait, but the family will understand that and even pray for you.
Yeah.
So that understanding, I feel, makes a difference. We are still work in progress. One of the things we also desire is to have vacation together as a family. You can, where there is a will, there is a way. Sometimes if you don't desire these things and make concrete plans, you can just find that for 7 years you've not gone out with the entire family, and it's not good. You now ask us, what are you working for? What are you slaving for? You pay taxes to the government. You are driving on the road with traffic, and then the family is not enjoying all those FT sacrifices. Then what is the benefit? So we are preparing for 2023. I want to challenge families to make a plan for vacation. Just have a plan.
Yeah.
Just, that's why even when we didn't have the money for it, we just set as a goal. And I realized that the resources began to come together for it. Start, of course, don't overdo
That's
yourself.
small, yeah.
Start small. It could be to a particular state in your nation. It could be just a neighboring nation. But have a plan. Write it down that, okay, we'll be going to, maybe if you're in Nigeria, for instance, we're going to be going to Ghana. Or you want to go to Kenya, I want to go to the United Kingdom. Set as a goal. And then, of course, I want to encourage the man in the house or the person that is more proficient in that to start taking steps, ask about the fees, and you see how things come together. For some of us hearing, let it be your first in 2023 and go with the two kids, the one child, the 3 children, and play 1 week, 1.5 weeks, depending on how you plan it. And those are memories that people will remember even when they grow up. There are things I remember. I remember when I was in the boarding house. One day I schooled in Abeokuta Grammar School, and one day I was in class during the day, integrated science class, and then I just saw my dad outside the classroom, and they came and said, "Yemi, your dad wants to see you." I've never forgotten that day. It wasn't a visiting day, so I went out to greet him. He said that he just came to Abeokuta from Lagos to do some things. I just felt like, as we call it, branching to see me. I just talked a bit and everything, gave me some money, and then left. I've not forgotten. So there are memories your kids have to grow up with.
Yeah.
Because you're going to work with various banks. You work with various companies. That's forgone. But what about the times with your spouse that, your husband can remember, your wife can remember that, this happened together. Your children can say, remember when we went to this particular place, or did this particular thing. And those are the things that affect generations.
The truth is, like you rightly said, there are times when there'll be sacrifices, and the children and your spouse will know that this is not a case of daddy or mommy neglecting or abandoning us. It's a case of daddy is working, and they understand. So like you said, that planning and scheduling it matters. The same way we schedule meetings. When you have an appointment, you put it on your calendar, in your diary. You put an alarm that I have a meeting. Do the same for your family, where you put on your calendar that I have a date with my spouse on so and so day. Put an alarm to it. Let it be professionally done. For some people, yes, it may not work for other people, but just
set a goal.
Schedule
August,
it.
We are going to South Africa or Zambia for vacation, or Abuja. Amen. Set a goal, write it there, and then start taking steps. God will even exceed your expectations. That's our faith with yours.
And another thing is, just before we round off, is I know that maybe it's a cultural thing that people have, that especially for our men, the cultural mindset that anything that has to do with a child's growing up is a woman. So you see, and it's still happening till date. When you go to school, it is 90% of the women and the mothers that attend children's events would like that to change. Yes, it may not be easy, but we can. A lot of things have changed, and we change with it. We adapt to the change. Can we have more fathers attending their children's events, especially school events? Let it be a norm. Let the child. There are times when some children don't even think. They don't even think that their father can. They don't even tell their father that please come to. They don't even think of telling them. But when we start making such sacrifices, in fact, the children, it means a lot. It means a lot to see their dad in school, either to pick them or to drop them. I know if a lot of fathers do it now. I see a lot of fathers that drop their children, pick their children, attend children's events. But let's make it a norm. Let's encourage ourselves, encourage the fathers as well to do things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Father to child, spirit to spirit. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed yourself today. We'll see you next time. Please like, share, subscribe, whatever you can do to propagate this, to be a blessing. Share with your friends. I think this should go around to be a blessing to people. God bless you. See you later.
Bye.